Namaste and welcome to Wisdom at Sunrise. By developing stronger movement and mindfulness practices, we will find peace through chaos. Time to flow.
Good morning. Today we are talking about flowing with the seasons of change, but particularly in this instance about changes within ourselves. Because we tend to always try to go back to things that work, right? Whether that be physically, say we're trying to lose some weight or, build a habit or something like that. But we also, whether it be consciously or subconsciously, we also go back to behaviors that tend to work. They actually talk about this a lot whenever it comes to adolescence and love mapping, and how, at certain ages, we identify how to receive love with the actions that we do with our parents, and how they then reciprocate that and give us attention and love. So we tend to go back to actions that seem to work. So what we're talking about today is being able to notice that things are changing in our lives. The things, the emotions, the actions, the attitudes that were beneficial and sometimes even required, depending on your situation, for mere survival when we were kids, when we were teenagers, when we were in our 20s. They're not necessarily going to always serve us, and sometimes it goes from being a beneficial thing, and again, something that seems to be required for survival, to something that will completely ruin your life 10 years down the road. And an example of that would be something like anger, and your ability to show and outwardly express your displeasure or discomfort with situations when you're a teenager, or when, say, you're in a bad home, or you have to use that anger to simply have a survival attitude, or if you have to get into a fight or something like that. But if you utilize those key elements in your 20s and 30s, when you're in a more civilized, section of life, and you're trying to get a job, and you're trying to, focus on interpersonal relations and things like that, anger usually, pushes people away. And that's an example of being able to flow with the seasons of change in our life, because as we go, and this is, as we age, but it's also day to day, sometimes you do have to show similar emotions, or sometimes those emotions, even though you're showing the emotions, how you show them are going to differ. And again, that goes back to even physical health, and, the things you have to do to lose weight, or the way you need to eat, and things like that are always going to differ over the course of your lifespan. Nothing material, emotional, or even people is permanent. So we should never attach ourselves specifically to those, because they are going to change over time what we need from each person, or if we even need the person or the material possession, will change over the course of our life. And being able to make sure that we don't attach to those things is very important to grow. So that is actually it for today. If you have a comment, leave it, and we will see you tomorrow morning.
Thanks for flowing with us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the show, and follow us on social media at Warrior Monk Method.